Airways operate a number of UK domestic routes throughout the UK and tend to base their fleet in a few selected London airports, which means there are no direct flights across the Atlantic from, for example, Manchester. So as Manchester is an airport with high demand services and BA a BA, they operate multiple daily services from here in Heathrow to Manchester. So join me on this trip today and welcome to Bradley Penny Aviation. Welcome to London Heathrow's Terminal 5, the home of British Airways. T5 was actually voted the world's best airport terminal according to Skytrax, so I'm heading in with pretty high expectations. Let's get sanitised. Terminal 5 was opened in 2008 and is quite frankly massive, with T5A acting as the main terminal, and then B and C satellites, which mainly serves long-haul services. But then back to this trip, we headed over and got checked in. Overall, the experience was pretty crowded, but the terminal itself was very spacious, and finding your way to security was very simple indeed. Once airside here at Heathrow, there is plenty of natural lighting through these large windows, which offers for superb views of the aircraft, which I'm sure we'll get into more detail later. The terminal does offer an extensive shopping selection and isn't a London airport without Harrods. Once through, you'll find yourself looking over the main atrium where most of the food outlets are. However, downstairs you'll find an extended shopping area to buy your last minute gifts or just for a bite to eat. A plus about Heathrow is that you aren't directly forced through a duty-free store, which I appreciated. However, for filming purposes I visited anyway. I obviously didn't spend much time there. After exploring the terminal, we headed up to the famous British Airways Club Lounge, which was available through the class of our tickets. I really liked the aircraft displays and artwork they had, especially the huge British Airways A380 model, an aircraft of which I'll be flying on board in a few weeks' time. Welcome to the British Airways Galleries Club Lounge. The Club Lounge is excellent, with plenty of secluded and private seating areas. There is currently a table service in operation at the moment due to COVID, so we were running a little short on time, so we headed over to Starbucks to grab a sausage bap. Well, that was a quick look around London Heathrow's Terminal 5. It's a fantastic facility with plenty of eateries and shops to choose from, as well as having a fresh and modern design. It also offers for some great views of the aircraft. It's about that time. Let's go and get on board our aircraft and head up north to Manchester. Today's flight was quite a busy one, which meant there wasn't a whole lot of space left in the overhead lockers. We were able to then check in our hand luggage, which meant we were able to pre-board the aircraft, which was great. The aircraft we were on board today was one of British Airways' ageing Airbus A319 aircraft, which was 21 years old. Let's take our seats and enjoy the departure. As I mentioned in the start of the video, this is actually British Airways' shortest flight and usually takes just under 40 minutes. In fact, it is actually 4 times faster than if you were travelling by car. The route is in place for travellers from up north of the United Kingdom to easily reach BA's bases in London, with an easy route and a direct flight. This of course complicates things, as BA have refused for years to not operate a base from an airport which is outside of London. In my opinion, this is pretty ludicrous. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. The aircraft I'm on board today, the Airbus A319, is partially through the retirement process as they're aging rapidly and BA are bringing in a newer fleet of neo aircraft. Now, as today's flight is on the shorter side of things, I decided not to get up during the flight, as there wasn't really a need to. However, let's check out what you can expect in the seat area on board British Airways. At the seat on board BA, you'll find a storage pocket at the top of the seat, which I wouldn't recommend using as your items could fall out due to the exposed pocket at the bottom. The tray table offered for ample space for a short haul flight, and a cup holder, and was easily adjustable. The legroom on board today's flight was adequate for a short journey like this, and I had no problem getting comfortable. Just above that, there's some necessary safety guidance. In the seat back pocket on board British Airways, you'll find the all-important safety card and a sick bag, but was missing an Inflight magazine, which would have been worth a read. However, here's a better look. Above your head, you'll find some individual air vents and reading lights. Here are a few shots of the cabin from my recent flight with British Airways from Edinburgh. The cabin is of course laid out in the standard 3-3 layout. On board today, we are provided with some crisps and some water, which is appreciated on this short flight. We have now commenced our descent down into Manchester. Be sure to stick around to the end of the video for my final thoughts on today's trip, but for now, enjoy our arrival into Manchester. Just had an update from the captain. We are going to have some quite rough turbulence when we arrive into Manchester, which is always good. Big mention goes to Chris the Avgeek and Clayton, who has a fantastic aviation YouTube channel which is worth visiting. Links can be found in the description below. Thanks for catching our arrival. A massive thank you goes to the wonderful British Airways crew who kindly allowed me inside the flight deck. It was a great experience. Welcome to Manchester Airport, the terminal of which kind of reminds me of Bristol Temple Meads. The interior anyway is very old and worn and could definitely use with some updating and renovation, especially here in Terminal 3. So welcome to Manchester Airport's Terminal 3 after that flight with British Airways. This is the part of the video where I share with you some of my final thoughts on today's trip. Kicking things off then at Heathrow's Terminal 5, it has a wide range of items for sale for departing passengers, and I also like the modern design. The flight itself was superb, the crew really seemed to care. I would definitely recommend flying with British Airways again. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this review. If you happen to enjoy it or if you learned something from it, please be sure to leave a like, comment what you thought of it down below, and of course subscribe to the channel for future content just like this. That's all from me today. Take care and stay safe.